What's up guys, as you know I recently flashed Franco Kernel on my Nexus 4 and now it's time to see how well it did. Before I show you that, I just want to go ahead and go into the settings here and show you what I used. And basically I used the default settings for the kernel itself, so you can see the minimum and maximum are the same as what you normally get with the Nexus 4. The governor is different, it's interactive and it is actually tweaked. And I didn't change anything, so this is how you would install the Franco kernel and this is how it would come. Voltages aren't as low as I'd like, but there is a slight undervolt here, and if it was me I would actually change the undervolt. I'd put it a lot lower, and the good thing about this kernel is you can actually go lower than most other kernels let you, which is kind of nice. So that's what I would do. And if we check out the temperature now, you can see that it's at a modest 21.7 degrees, but while using the phone I did notice that it did get a little bit hotter than the other custom kernels, and that's probably due to the undervolt. But like I said, you can change it so it's not really a negative. Now, in terms of performance, I ran a benchmark on this. I'm not going to bother doing it now because it's long, and it scored about the same as stock. And if you remember my Trinity kernel, I did the same benchmark and it scored about 1,000 points higher than stock. And I've got to say, the Trinity kernel is still the best in terms of performance. It's just a little bit quicker and a little bit smoother everywhere. And it also allows for overclocking, which this kernel doesn't do, which I didn't do, but it was smoother even at stock or underclocked values in Franco kernel. So if you want pure performance, definitely go for Trinity. If you want battery and performance, I've got to say Franco kernel is very good, and I'll show you why. If I go into the gallery here, you can see I had my phone on for 9 hours 21 minutes, which isn't great when you think about the standby time, but let me show you why it was only on for 9 hours 25 minutes. You can see here the screen on time, 6 hours 18 minutes. That is by far the best battery life I've ever got on my Nexus 4. And I should mention I was on Wi-Fi the whole time, so I don't know how it holds up on 3G, but even on Wi-Fi when I was using the stock kernel, it was only ever getting about 3.5 hours of battery life. So that is a very, very impressive score. 6 hours 18 minutes, 31 seconds of screen on time. So I've been very impressed with the battery life on Franco kernel. And I'm not saying the performance is bad, it's just not quite as quick as Trinity. And the reason for this is, guys, and the reason it saves so much battery is because Franco's decided that really it only ever needs 2 cores when using the UI. You can see here, only 2 cores are active and these other 2 cores are shut off, and they only come on when the load is really high. So you can see they came on there. I don't really know why, something might have been going on in the background. But generally they stay off, and you can see here they are off now all the time when using the UI. They'll only ever come on when the load is high enough, and I guess that's saving a lot of power. It might hinder your performance slightly, and I mean really slightly, because it is very slight between this and Trinity, but it is still there. In my opinion, I really like Franco kernel because it lets me undervolt a little bit further than the other kernels. Also, it's fast enough, it's still very quick. You can see here a little bit, not, I wouldn't say slow at all, but it's just not quite as quick as Trinity. And the dual core, or turning off the 2 cores for most of the time, means you save a hell of a lot of battery life. And that's how I got 6 hours. So Franco is definitely a good choice for you if you want a mixture of battery life and performance. If you want pure performance, definitely go for Trinity kernel. So yeah, that's the Franco kernel, guys. See you guys later.